As he arrived at Owen's Diner, a quaint establishment in Springfield, Ohio, JD Vance was completely burned out after a long day's work. He wished to have a peaceful dinner. When he entered the diner, the aroma of coffee and grilled burgers wafted through the building. Faded Polaroids decorated the walls, and the booths seemed like they had their regular customers as occupants every night. As he walked to the counter, the hostess tried to greet him, but stopped halfway when she recognized him. Many of the patrons were whispering to each other. Some were simply staring with suspicion. JD had been in enough rooms to know when he wasn't welcome. The hostess eventually told him that he was not welcome to eat, which had nothing to do with them being busy and seemed more personal. He did not make an argument and instead remained silent. The only things he said were, "Can I speak with the manager?" The tension was much more palpable, and while some patrons scoffed, a man next to the counter actually grumbled. The hostess returned to the room leading with a broad-shouldered man in a dirty apron, who JD guessed to be the manager, Don. Don didn't seem warm. "I understand you have a question." JD was not the first to break eye contact. "Indeed, I would like to know the reasons as to why I have been completely denied service." Don let out a heated breath. "There is a reason why people have judgments about you. I aim to operate without any complications. Is me eating in your facility considered an inconvenience?" JD inquired. Don paused, casting his glance to the kitchen. A booth over, a younger man scoffed. "You're just not welcome. It's as simple as that." JD remained composed. "You possess the podium. Go ahead and speak your mind." The diner became quiet. Don rubbed his face. "They think that you describe working-class people but still operate using politics like the rest of them. They don't trust you." JD nodded. "That's something I can understand. But if I were just a random person instead of someone on a television, would this be the case?" There was a pause. The younger man attempted to get a rise out of JD. "I know what it feels like to be left behind," he stated. "I lived it. And sure, I did manage to get out. But that doesn't mean that I've forgotten." An elderly man was murmuring at the counter. "Damn shame when a man can't even get a burger." For a split second, the tension cracked. A smirk appeared on JD's mouth. "What now?" Don sighed. "You sit here and finish this conversation, and if by the end of it, I don't think you're just another politician talking a good game, maybe I'll have the waitress suggest the menu as well." JD leaned forward. "It seems like a deal." From the start, the room had given a sense of being divided. It sounded like a dialogue. The environment changed, shifting from criticism to something else. Don scrutinized JD for a moment, before finally shouting for the waitress. "Mary, bring him the menu."